Okay.
I can do the intro or whatever, whoever.
Did we want to test sound? Or you haven't made any changes, right?
No.
Okay.
We're good?
Yep, we're good at this.
Okay. All right. Hey guys, thanks for joining in. Another week of Moving with Millennials. I think first off, we all just wanted to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's 2022, which is crazy.
Crazy. I feel like just yesterday was like 2020. Like
Actually,
pandemic time is like a whole nother realm of time.
These last 2 years have been
feels like
1
years
year.
ago, 2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
literally.
But we're still in it.
We're still in it.
But yeah, like it's at the same time, like I feel like it was like a decade ago, but I also feel like it was also just yesterday, like in a weird way.
2019 feels farther away, like the normal times. 2019.
I don't even remember those.
Yeah, I saw on
the good days.
On Instagram, like that little sticker thing that's like post yourself like in 2020, January 2020, before you knew what was coming or whatever. And I pulled up a picture and I was like, oh my gosh, do y'all know what I'm talking about?
We were on
I saw
I'm like, it really does feel like
or whatever.
ancient.
We were literally on a cruise the
week
before everything shut down. So it's like life just changed after that cruise.
And for those of us that like went to the big Keller Williams film reunion event, like, you know, our keynote speaker missed and he had a cough, like he had some sort of respiratory illness. Yeah. And it's like he probably had COVID. He had traveled internationally.
Well,
like
so many people got sick that year and they kept calling it the Keller crud.
Yeah.
So we didn't know what it was because people were sick and it wasn't the flu, it wasn't strep, so we didn't know what it was. So we kept calling it the Keller crud. So
and just for reference,
COVID.
that was like middle of January.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, middle of February. Yeah, because it's around Valentine's Day.
So
crazy.
We probably were like patient zero through like a few thousand at that 16,000 people convention, just spreading the love and germs.
Doing what we do best. But now that it's the new year, we're going to talk about, so the topic for today is winterizing your home. Right. And really the whole idea behind this is like new year, new home, which, you know, if you need a new home, let us know. But, you know, you want to be able to make sure that you're taking care of your home. So we're in Texas. We're just now getting into those colder temps finally. And if you remember last year in 2021 of February, we had major freeze for a full week. So we're going to talk about winterizing your home, taking care of it before the freezing temps come in.
I think we can all agree that we will prioritize winterizing our home.
Oh my gosh.
After the Snowmageddon. Well, that was crazy.
And making sure I have enough propane in the tank.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody bought generators and all the things. They're all out of stock at this point, I'm sure.
We bought one on Amazon Prime Day like a couple of years ago. And we were like waiting to use it during the snowstorm, but we never had to.
Didn't have to?
Yeah.
Nice.
But
we
it's
definitely
nice.
could have used it.
It's definitely nice to like know that we have that.
Yeah. As a backup.
Yeah. Does use power?
No, we did in 2019 on that snowstorm, not snowstorm, rainstorm, when it before the tornado, when everyone lost power for 3 days.
When it went through Dallas.
So we borrowed our friend's
October
generator.
2019.
Yeah. No, it was June 2019, right before that tornado.
Oh, okay.
And we, once we had that, we were like, okay, we're going to buy one.
Yeah.
Because it was so convenient.
Yeah.
We lost power for sure during the freeze,
We did not. No, we must be on the power grid of a fire station, so we were good.
That's how I think because we're so far out, we only had rolling power the very last day. And it was every 2 hours, but other than that, we had power.
We usually would have it for an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. So when when it started to freeze, we got Jay-Z to my parents' house, and then Jason and I stayed in the house, which was like a person that was the week our divorce was finalizing legally, and we were literally snowed into this house together.
He's like, divorce, you're gonna end up back together.
He was like, are you really sure about this? And we were sure. So so that's just a funny thing of surviving that. I will for sure never forget that.
Yeah,
that
never.
time. So
that's great. That's
all
great.
right, so let's kind of jump into some of the things to not just talking about freeze, but just in general kind of home maintenance and home care things that we should be kind of jumping into. I think the first one is going to be have your HVAC and furnace serviced. So coming out of summer, your HVAC has obviously done a lot of work here in Texas. Yeah. So it's a good time to have it looked at and serviced because it's almost off season. So I feel like it's just kind of a good time to have it looked at. But then definitely you want to make sure that your furnace is in good working order before it's going to do some work for us.
Yeah. With no leaks and
I don't know about y'all, but when I turn our furnace on for the first time, I always get kind of the smoky smell, right? So it's something typical. Burning, it's normal, but at the same time I'm always thinking oh man, if this went out, I need to definitely have it checked first. So definitely recommend doing that.
This is a good time now to do it because I think in December we're still bouncing back between AC and
Yes.
In Texas.
And
We're in
so-
Texas if you're watching.
So it's good to do it in January where we know that the cold weather is now here to stay.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
All right, the second tip is going to be, this one's a huge one. We're going to dive really into this one. Cover your exposed hose bibs on outside of home. So on the outside of the home, but we're going to talk about like pipes in general because especially with the freeze last year, pipes were a major thing when it came to low temps in Texas. So some tips on that. The first one would be to turn on your water faucets.
Yeah.
Let them drip.
Let them drip, and if it's like how we had like the hard freeze over several days, which was again very different. If especially if it's a faucet that's like on an outside wall of your home, or like touching an outside wall of your home, like on a bathroom or something. If it's extended, you don't want to leave it more than a drip. You want to leave it running a little bit, and it's best if you turn on like the hot water because it keeps hot water running through the pipe, which will keep it warmer and help prevent the freeze.
So during the freeze for us, we have 2 bathrooms that are on the exterior of the house, and so we actually had to get heaters to have to put on the shower to make sure one of them froze and then the other one was able to not freeze. But those are just little things to maybe collect and have in case you do, if you do have exterior bathrooms that are going into that freeze.
And this is kind of, I'm actually going to add like a one because we haven't really talked about this, but if you have a pool, like we need to kind of talk about that a little bit too. So what was like recommended to us was to completely like empty the extra water like out of your pool equipment and then like don't have your pool running because the water will get stuck through like the filter and the pump and all that, and as it freezes and expands, it breaks your equipment. So it's better just to like let your pool not run. It's gonna freeze. There's nothing you can do to prevent that, but then you can save the equipment by draining all the excess water out of it.
That's
a key
tip.
one because I know people that are still waiting for pool repairs from the freeze in February because not only were we dealing with like such a labor shortage, but then parts shortage, all those kinds of things. So you definitely want to keep it's an expensive part of your home, so you want to take extra care there.
Yeah.
Sorry, back to pipes.
No, that's great.
Was your pool affected?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And it didn't get fixed until midsummer. Jason was still dealing with it.
Wow. So then the next one, we kind of already said it, but wrap the pipes. So exterior pipes, you can even wrap the ones inside, but like Jake said, usually you want to focus more on the ones on the exterior walls. So wrapping those, I know we've done in the past those little, the little covers that go over like
On the exterior ones.
for the exterior. So those are really nice. And if you're an agent and you're listening, that's a great little pop-by gift. So what we would do is we'd buy the they used to be $1. I think they're like $3-4 now because everything price everything has gone up. So we buy those, we put our card on them or logo or whatever, and we give those to our past clients as a great gift around this time of year because they're so inexpensive. They're a great little pop by, and it helps them if take care of their home. So that or using some sort of heating wrapping tape too.
Absolutely.
And they have that insulated. What are they called? Like they're insulated like wraps to go over the hoses?
Yes. Yeah, they have those as well. Also, I get this question a lot around this time of year when it comes to wrapping the exterior pipes. You don't need to wrap your gas line. So it's just the water lines that need to be wrapped on the exterior or anything that's exposed. And again, those water hose bibs or the hose bibs itself need to be insulated, but your gas line does not need to be because that's naturally hot. So
Absolutely. The other one I just thought of, like, again, around this, you mentioned, like, heater. Also, like, if it's a sink, they also do recommend, like, even if you don't have the heater on, but to also, like, open the cabinet doors so air is flowing through.
And the, like, pantry doors or any rooms that normally, like, we have a guest room, like, keep that door open.
Right.
You want the air in the house to be flowing throughout the whole house.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But you do want to keep your garage door closed. That's one to keep closed just because we don't want to, obviously, to prevent as many pipes in the inside from freezing. So you don't want cold air getting in through the garage.
Right.
For sure.
But yeah, and then the other tip when it comes to your pipes is, check all your faucets one at a time, especially if the temps get below 32 degrees, which is freezing. You want to be checking them one at a time, run them a little bit, make sure that they are actually running. And if anything does look to be like even worse condition, this is a great time for you to call a plumber. Call them as soon as possible, as soon as you know there might be some sort of issue. Because by the time that it bursts and water's coming out and all the things, even if you shut off your water to the house, it's a little too late at this point. So you want to have them come out as soon as possible.
I don't know if I may have been on the phone with one of you. So during the freeze, my best and closest friend, Brittany, who I've been friends with since first grade. She lived about 10 minutes away from us at that time. And so the roads were still so bad because we take side streets to get to and from each other at that point. But I was on the way to like meet her at her house to get something like during the freeze. And so I was on the phone with her as she was walking back into her house because she had lost power completely the entire time. So this was like on like day 4, I think, that she was going back just to get clothes. As she opened the door, all I heard were several expletives and she hung up. So I was like, what is going on? So I immediately jump in my car, go over there to her. I walk in and literally walk into like her back room where like her utility closet is in, and it's like this huge kind of like dog and like just extra space room. Water is like shooting out. But what happened is when she had walked in, she had heard the water, couldn't figure out where it was. The expletives that I heard is when she opened the door to her utility room, where the pipe burst was, it was spraying water in her face.
Oh my gosh.
So she like hung up. So I literally had like rain boots on and we were like trying to get the water off and turned off. She had 4 bursts in one pipe. So they kept having, they would like repair one section and it would still be leaking in another. It just was a disaster. And she had just had new flooring put in that room.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm sure insurance covered that and she got it.
So there was a whole back and forth of like whether or not even to file or just to like pay for it, because at that point she doesn't want, it's like you have a deductible anyways. So
oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, it was sad. I mean, last February was awful with Texas pipes, and like our houses just aren't meant for that kind of freeze for that long. So, and
I think we made like national news because they're like, people thought we couldn't really handle the cold. It's like, we can handle it. It's just our homes really are not built for it. And especially when we're looking at most of us, that are homes in 20 or 30 years old. It's like they were not built to handle that.
Rocky Creek could not.
Actually, my house is like 1950s. We didn't have really any issues. Like, I mean, we did. I'll talk about the weather.
Do you know if your plumbing's PVC or cast iron?
Shut up. I do know the difference.
She's like, I know it now.
I wish I could name drop that guy. I know.
That's
if you're listening.
Yeah.
So funny. Okay.
Lord.
Inside joke.
Chris is like, I will get under the house and tell you if it's PVC.
Oh yeah, are you
probably Yes, it's probably a mixture of both. I'm not certain.
I bet you it's the cast iron.
I think
is, because that's what ours was at Rocky Creek.
I would imagine.
I think it's a mixture.
I would imagine it's a mix. They've already had to update some of it. If it was 60 years old.
Because it was.
She's had remodeled.
Like we bought it and someone had renovated it.
Which off record, it's better just to go ahead. Like that's almost worse than having
to redo it. Yeah, they just probably.
Well, it's worse to have like combination than it is to even have cast iron, just because it's like that. Those are the weak points. But anyways, that's okay.
One more thing.
It's not your house in
we're about to move.
One more thing too with the pipes. If you are planning on leaving the house for a weekend or a few days, please make sure you leave your heat on. I think the lowest is like 67 is what you need to keep it on for the pipes to be healthy in normal winter temperatures.
Yeah, absolutely.
So make sure if you are leaving for a long time or even a weekend, to make sure you keep that heat between 67 and 60.
Absolutely. For sure. Yeah, you want to keep it as warm as possible while you're away. Keep all the pipes great. Okay, so what's our next tip for winterizing your home, Brandie?
Remove dead limbs from the trees. So this is a good time before any ice storms or hail.
Snow. Hopefully we get some snow.
Oh my gosh. Yes, is removing all the dead limbs. That way it will eliminate them falling on your roof or on your cars or just making a mess.
Yeah.
Yes. And clearing the gutters of leaves in case those freeze. That's going to
add additional weight. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And could potentially affect your roof.
That is the worst task.
Yeah.
I hate cleaning the gutters.
I used to have to clean my grandparents as like, I would get money. What is that called?
Allowance.
Obviously, I didn't do it enough to even. Okay. I don't know if that makes me sound spoiled or lazy. I'm not sure which one. Probably more so spoiled. Yeah.
Probably 100%.
My dad always said we weren't spoiled, you're well loved. So
I was very well loved. Yes. So for sure, gutters definitely.
For sure. Yeah.
And then the next one is to seal up any entry points to prevent small animals from entering. So we don't want any of those unwanted guests up in our attics.
Definitely
I have had a raccoon in our attic.
Oh my gosh, my brother has. Oh my god. Or in possums.
Oh, maybe it's a possum.
Oh god.
Which is the one that has hands, basically?
I think.
A raccoon's the one that stands up. Yeah, it is.
So
like
cute.
Looks like a little.
They are cute.
I would let the raccoon stay.
Raccoons are cute. You can actually
possums
feed them
too.
a bottle, and they're like little babies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Raccoons. I want a pet raccoon.
So that's my next pet is one of those.
Oh my gosh.
I'm obsessed. I really love raccoons.
Yeah, my brother had an issue with possums, and he hired whatever those exterminator. Yeah. They set up these cages, and I mean, it was
same. Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Okay,
We had those cages in our attic.
Yeah, when we moved into Rocky Creek, they did not live there. We didn't know they weren't living there when we bought it, and there was rats living in the walls.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Pat
that's
and I
terrifying.
are literally pulling
body
up the
chills.
carpet because like the day we closed on it, that night we're like pulling up carpet because we knew we were gonna like put new flooring in. But we're literally doing all the work by ourselves, and we just hear something in the walls in the master bedroom. And I just stopped, and we still had our apartment, thank God. And I was like, I have to go. We are leaving. So we had this full blown panic attack. We left, went back to our apartment, called my dad, and my dad the next morning meets us at the house. He's like pacing back and forth. He's like, it's okay, everything's gonna be okay. We hired this guy who trapped the whole attic, and it was rats. And then after we got rid of the rats,
like the big ones. Oh my gosh.
And then after we got rid of the rats, we had squirrels.
Squirrels
I'm
are
okay
terrible.
with the squirrels. Like
They just do so much damage.
I
They
know,
do.
but like
They do.
that is way better than the rats.
Yeah,
but
so I agree.
We named him. His name was Blake. The one squirrel. He would just go in and out. And then my neighbor poisoned Blake.
So, oh my goodness.
Our squirrels are so annoying.
Our possum or raccoon, whatever it was, I remember laying in bed, and we have a 2-story home, but we had that side of it, like we had like 12-foot ceilings in our study and master bedroom, bathroom, like that whole like master suite area. And then that's where like the attic storage was over like that side of the house. It sounded like something was just being like drug across our ceiling. And I remember like laying there at night and I was like, Jason,
Wake up.
Yeah.
What is that? And he was like, I don't know, go back to sleep. I'm like, I am not going to sleep. Like someone is dragging a dead body in our attic.
So
like,
scary when you like don't know what it is,
Yes.
but you know it's something living.
Yeah. So we like hired, of course, an exterminator, and I was like, you will not kill this animal. Like, please tell me you are a trap and release program. Like, I will not hire you if you're going to kill this animal. He's like, nope, we relocate them. So I was like, not to animal heaven, like to wildlife. And he was like, yes. He's like, we relocate them, they stay alive.
Was it a possum?
So I don't remember if it was a possum or raccoon, honestly. I know we had possums in our neighborhood, so it's probably a possum.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had the cages and things like that. Eventually what happened is, so we had the traps in for like over 7 days, and we could tell the animal was going in and out, and we knew where it was going out. So finally, like, we waited until like we could tell that it was out, and that's when they like sealed it off. And so thank God it didn't have to be get trapped, because the guy was like, yeah, they can kind of get a little upset by that. I was like,
So
that's your job.
After we found Blake dead, he used to like wait on our roof, and he'd just lay there. You knew that like that was his entry point. And so after that we had them come and put like the mesh fencing and everything.
We had
and so
that.
we didn't have any other problems after that, thankfully. But Blake was my buddy.
Yeah, it's usually at points of your roof that meet or soffits and fascia. So like those are the areas to have them look for, or for you to look for, like if you've got any soft spots in those.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
And back to like sealing up, not just the entry point, but like weatherproofing your windows. Like during the Snowmageddon, we live in an older house, so there's definitely some what is it called, like
cold air,
drafts. Well, like
draft.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it was very drafty. So we were like literally using painter's tape to like seal up the doors, and it really did help. It made a huge difference. So
this is like,
I would just if I had to go back, we would have just weatherproofed that all before winter.
This is a good time too. When we lived at Rocky Creek, they had the original windows in. It was a 35-year-old house, and so the first winter we realized that if we could get new windows, it would insulate the house better. And so that if you are in an older house through the winter, maybe it's a good time to think about
evaluate your windows.
That investment maybe in the spring.
I want to say it's almost cheaper to get your windows done during the winter time than the summertime. Everyone like renovates their exterior.
No, do not order windows right now. Only because I need my clients who've been waiting on them. It's like, like all the builders have been like waiting weeks and weeks for windows. So I don't know if it's cheaper right now, but yes, I think in general it is cheaper during winter.
Because most people like do those repairs during the summertime, so they're trying to do discounts right now.
Yeah, it's a good way to save money too, because if you don't have the air coming in, you can save on your bill.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next tip.
The next one is have your chimney swept if you have a wood-burning fireplace, and have it cleaned so that you make sure that it's operating and you're good to go.
You hear that, Brian? I keep telling him we have wood burning, and we've got a gas fireplace, but we use real logs and wood, and we love it. It's great, but we've lived there for 5 years, and we do burn our fireplace if a good time. Yeah, every winter, and I keep telling him we gotta clean it out. We gotta clean. He's like, "No, it's fine." I'm like, "Okay."
So the house burns down.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah. So
I'm just gonna have somebody come in. He's gonna not know what's happening.
You totally should. It's not that expensive either.
No, and they're fast.
Okay, I'm
they
gonna
are.
get someone in.
They're surprisingly clean. You know, all those things. Like it's
I need to get ours
gonna
done
hate
too.
it, but I'm gonna do it.
I always do it because when we get a new house, you don't know the last time they did it, so I
Yeah,
always try to do it
exactly.
once before we light it.
Yeah.
We're or go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We are adding a fireplace to the new house. Like that was the thing. Chris was like, "We'll put an offer in if you agree to add a fireplace," because like our last house didn't have one. We were gonna add one, and then we just
Wait, the
never did.
sellers are adding a fireplace?
No, we are. Like once we
okay.
get
You're
it,
saying, like, if
we're gonna
she
hire.
will,
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll have to remember that.
Got it.
Yeah.
I thought it was like part of the
No.
offer. I'm like,
No.
wow.
It was
That'll-
part of Chris and I's.
Do you have someone who's going to do it?
Yes. Yeah.
That'll be a really
That's
good
awesome.
feature when I sell that house for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Right. Only the negotiations.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
All right, the last one is
I'll do everything else.
the last one's install carbon monoxide detector near furnace and or water heater. And this is also a good time to change the batteries in your smoke detectors as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Absolutely. So, carbon monoxide detectors. Why are they important for like the people that are listening?
To make
Yes.
sure if there's any gas leaks,
Yes,
that you
yeah.
know about them. Actually, fun fact, and I learned this from friends. Did you know that the gas doesn't actually smell like that? They add that smell
Yes.
to gas, so we smell it and we know there's a gas leak.
I thought I heard that from
Wow,
a
I did
plumber.
not know that.
I heard that off of friends.
Cool.
He was
Because
trying to
gas
flirt
has no
with
smell.
the
Oh, of course
pizza
you
girl, and Ross was trying to flirt with the pizza girl, and he brought up gas and the smell of gas.
Well, if it was in Friends, it was 100% fact.
Yeah. No, like, did you Google it after to
Literally,
confirm?
Nope,
I
she's
learned
just
my
telling our
life
listeners.
from friends.
Okay, well, if you
So
Google that and that's
educational.
not
We're gonna circle
true,
back on that and
her name is
let you know.
Mariana Pearson. I'm sure it's fine.
I think it's true because it makes sense that they would add that smell to
Yeah,
it, so we
sure.
can smell it. But anyways,
Yeah.
if not, you
But
should be
it
able
makes
to smell
sense,
it.
but is it true? We don't know.
I don't know, but it
Yeah.
does. You should be able to smell
Before this episode goes live, we'll figure it out and we'll post it on Instagram whether
Yeah.
it's true. We'll do like a
it. Fact
poll.
or
We'll do
fiction.
a poll on our story first to see
Yeah,
how many
we'll
people
see.
believe
So
you.
funny.
Exactly.
This will probably be like the soundbite for
I
that
love
episode.
it. That's
Yeah.
So
great.
great. So anything else that anybody has?
No, I think if
I actually do. I
do
just
have
like
one.
remember. We talked about carbon monoxide detectors and smoke detectors. It's also a good time to replace the batteries in your smoke detectors. If you think about like you probably have had like a dry Christmas tree in your house, extra light, like there's all kinds of things.
Or a
Fires.
chocolate Christmas tree.
Fires
Yeah,
still
it is.
happen in winter, so you want to make sure that that's just a good time to do is replace
Yeah.
the batteries in your
Definitely.
smoke detectors.
yeah.
I actually have a smoke detector. I just realized that it's totally detached from the ceiling because it was beeping.
Oh,
And I was
know.
like, that's
One of
annoying,
those,
and I
like-
took
Yeah.
it down instead of replacing the battery.
Oh
Yeah.
my
This
gosh.
is a good time too
I've done that before.
before the snow and before the ice comes to clean up your flower beds one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to make it easier for you in the spring.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Also,
Yeah.
just in case we do have that, like I know that like it's also smarter to buy any of those supplies that you may need. So it would be smart
Do
to
it
kind
now.
of stock up on like if you want to be able to get out of your driveway, like the salt or sand combo, that kind of stuff. That like if you needed to get out,
Yeah.
like a shovel, space heater, buy that before.
Right.
Like right now, like you're still like early January, it would be a good time to buy that.
Yeah.
Get your
We
home
always
ready
have,
for it.
2 to 3 space heaters just in
Yeah.
case we need them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Or
is
like
also another major fire starter or space heaters in homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Candles and fire and space heaters are what really start
And that's
fires.
like all you have in your house is
Yeah.
candles.
No, remember I have the Pura
Oh, you do
now
the
because
Pura.
Pura
Yeah.
still needs to sponsor me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or just having like an emergency kit in case we have like the
Absolutely.
Snowmageddon again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing that I'm going to be doing this week is putting an emergency flu kit together.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're going to drop them off at everyone's houses in case anyone ever gets sick.
It's
Because
so
Yeah.
funny.
walking through this the last few weeks has been like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Multiple kiddos sick.
All right, well, winterize that home. If you guys, just throwing it out there, if you do need any kind of vendors or anything like that to come out, plumbers, chimney sweep, pool equipment people, anything that you guys need, we do have resources for that. So just reach out to one of us. let us know. We're happy to recommend those people to you. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you're an agent listening, hopefully you're passing these tips on to your clients as well. Part of our job as real estate agents is not only to help people buy and sell homes, but we want you to take care of your investment. Because hopefully one day you're going to reach back out to us to sell it. And if you're not taking care of your home, it's going to make it a lot harder on us.
Absolutely.
So we'd love to see you guys taking care of your houses as well.
Definitely.
And we'll help you get top dollar. Not just that it'll make it harder for us as agents, but it'll help you as a seller eventually get top dollar if you've taken good care of your home.
Yeah, because small things like even like taking care of your HVAC makes a huge difference. A new HVAC system is expensive.
It's so expensive. And
so
if
expensive.
You service it, the longevity of it.
You service it. If you're not changing out your air filters, you're gonna end up with a broken HVAC.
Small soapbox moment. I'll keep it like super short because we're wrapping this one up. But as you have any of these services done, keep all of your receipts like in a binder. Just start getting in the habit of like getting like one of those accordion fold out things. But just keep all of your receipts, because a lot of times we are asked when we're selling homes, like, well, when was the last time this was serviced? And or when was the last time this was done? And if you can't remember, most people can't. I mean, it's totally normal to forget, like, oh, I think that was last year, but maybe it was 2019. I don't know. Yeah. If you just have those receipts, it's just easier to
absolutely.
That. And I think that's part of like really getting your home ready just in general to sell or to anything.
One thing you just touched on that we forgot to mention is changing your air filters. Make sure you're changing them. Especially in this time of year, it's just smart to get it in a routine of doing it.
Or last thing, like whenever COVID was like really big, and I saw that I'm sure you all saw it, like the filters. Like if you're wearing a mask, yet your filter looks like this inside the home, and it's like full of dust and like so true, because so many people forget.
Oh my gosh,
to change
especially if you have pets.
New builds. If you have a new build, I know we're Florida house. We've had to do it so often right now because it still has all that dust from the build. So change them out.
Change your filters.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, we will talk to you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you next time. Okay.